We continue to follow breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ, this time from the association, where Damian Lillard going to miss at least 1 to 2 weeks with a strained right calf. That's according to The Athletic. Dame Time was injured during last night's loss to the Heat, going to be reevaluated in 7 to 14 days. Six-time All-Star off to quite the start this season, averaging 31 points over the Blazers' first 5 games. And the Trailblazers are off tonight, but they're back in action on Friday against the Rockets. Again, taking a look at their upcoming schedule. Last night was their first loss of the season. This after starting the year with 4 straight wins. All right, to get reaction on this, we've got our coach Avery Johnson joining us here on CBS Sports HQ. So it's a 1 to 2 week time frame, Avery. However, it is a calf. So what are your initial thoughts here of hearing that news for Damian Lillard?
Well, the calf injuries are very temperamental. We've seen it last year, especially come playoff time with Luka Doncic. He had a calf injury, and he missed quite a bit sometime towards the end of the year in that first round matchup against Utah. And fortunately for them, a guy that's in a Knicks uniform now, Jalen Brunson, saved him. So calf injuries are tough. I've had calf injuries. Calves, hamstrings is always a longer time frame than what you think. They're saying 1 to 2 weeks. I would be surprised if he's back within that 1 week time frame. I would think more to 2 to 3 weeks just to be on the safe side. And it depends on, if he's a quick healer or not. So they're going to have to really tread cautiously here. Damian Lillard coming into last night's game was averaging 33 points, 50% from the field, 40% from the three-point line. And in 26 minutes last night, he had 22 points, and he's led them in scoring 4 out of the last 5 games. So this is going to be a huge loss, obviously, as an understatement for the Portland Trail.
And you talked about how tough it is and how fickle it can be. What makes it difficult? What makes it tough for a guy like Damian who operates the way he does and then having to deal with this type of injury?
Well, it's different for a big guy, but when you're talking about guards, the way we move, the lateral movement up and down, we're playing with that, breakneck speed. It's a different thing than a big guy just kind of lumbering down the floor, not as much being asked. You got to defend pick and rolls. You change gears a lot more than traditional big guys. So when you're talking about those little small calf muscles, if you come back too soon and when you re-injure it, then he's out longer, or you can overcompensate and injure another part of your body.
And for a guy like a head coach like yourself, take us through what Chauncey Billups is going through, because his team is off to a good start. Going into the year, they were a middle-of-the-pack team, so expectations aren't high, but they are playing well at the moment. Then they lose their star in Damian Lillard. Again, it's not a long-term type of injury, but how do you anticipate the Blazers will navigate this schedule without Dame?
Well, he's probably going to have to move Anthony Simons over, who's gotten off to a really good start and good-looking young player in his 4th year. He's probably got to move him over into that point guard spot. Justice Winslow is another guy that you may be able to play through. Nurkic, the big guy, you can play through him a little bit because he's a really good passer. So they're going to have to reinvent themselves a little bit, because in the past you had C.J. McCollum. Now he's playing with the Pelicans. So they're going to have to have more of a point guard by committee with their entire team rather than leaning on one guy, because they really don't have a true backup for Damian Lillard.
All right, Coach, certainly appreciate it. Avery Johnson joining us here on CBS Sports HQ with that breaking news. Again, Damian Lillard missing at least 1 to 2 weeks with that strained calf injury. Blazers are off tonight. I mentioned they play the Rockets tomorrow. It is a relatively light slate in the association. 4 games on tap. Mavericks and Nets. We were talking about Luka Doncic at the top. Clippers and the Thunder, with LA laying the 7. Heat and Warriors from the Chase Center. Actually, the Heat and Warriors are going to play each other rather quickly here in that home and home. And lastly, out in Sacktown, Grizzlies laying 3 and a hook.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.